Alright, let's look at the practice exam 1, problem number 5. Alright, so we have this quadratic function, and for part A, we want to complete the square to rewrite it in vertex form. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so f of x, first thing I would do is pull out the negative sign. So it's pull out the negative sign from the first two terms. So you have x squared, and this, pull out the negative 1 from positive 4x would be negative 4x. Right? Then I'm going to leave a little bit of room, and you have a minus 5. I'll just put minus 5 right at the end. Alright, then we have to figure out the third term to complete the square. So to do that, all you really have to do is take this coefficient of x and then divide by 2, then square. Right? So in this case, we have, let's see, negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, and negative 2 squared would be positive 4. So we put the positive 4 right here. Right? But if you just add 4, then you're changing the function, so I'm going to have to subtract 4 right away, so that we don't change the function. Alright? Since I like the first three terms, so I'm gonna group those guys together. So we have x squared minus 4x plus 4. Alright? Then for the last term here, in order to get this guy out of the parentheses, we have to distribute this negative 1 to that guy. So negative 4 actually becomes positive 4. Right? Then we still have minus 5. Right? So therefore, what we get is negative. Right? So x squared minus 4x would be quantity x. Right? So this number just comes from 1/2 of that number. Negative 4, so it's a negative 2 squared. And you can double check, but this is going to give you those three terms. Right? Negative 4 minus 5 would be negative 1. Right? So this is the same quadratic function in vertex form. Alright, so let's do part B, and we want to find the vertex. Right? Vertex shows up basically right here. Right? It's 2. So if it's negative 2, it's going to be positive 2. And for the y coordinate, negative 1, it's still negative 1. So vertex is 2, positive 2 in this case, comma, negative 1. Alright, so this is the vertex. Alright, part C, maximum or minimum. Alright, so one thing we need to know is that the ballpark shape of this parabola. Alright, since there's a negative sign here, which means that there's reflection about the x-axis involved, so the parabola is actually facing down. So you're basically looking at this shape, right? And the vertex is, of course, right at the top, right? So we know that there's going to be a maximum value, but there's no minimum value because this guy keeps on going down, right? So we will have a maximum value, right? And the maximum value is going to be here. This is going to be the maximum value, which occurs when x equals 2. Maybe I'll write it f of 2. Then largest possible value is negative 1, right? So its a maximum value is negative 1, which occurs at x equals 2. Alright, part D, find the range of f of x. Alright, so we know that the highest point is negative 1. We know that the maximum is negative 1. Range is anything below that, including negative 1. So the range of f is going to be, right, so anything below, so start from negative infinity all the way up to negative 1, including negative 1. Right? So that's the range of that function. Right? That's it. I hope that this was clear.